Gonna get to this motion, man. Let me take this out real quick. Alright, sit this down. We're gonna get to this motion, man. Turn this off too, it's cold in here. We don't need no distractions. We don't need no distractions. I don't want no distractions, right? I want this to be as peaceful and quiet as it could be.
You said you gave
right?
40?
I'm gonna share this real quick. Cause I'm not gonna stay on this too long. But I need this to get out. Alright, I need this to get out. I need people to hear this. Right? So let me share this. Right? Bang. Right? This dude alright. Send this to a couple people, right? I'm about to get on them. I'm about to get on them, y'all. I'm about to get on them. This needs to be spoken on, right? Bang, 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 bang. All right. Now, I want to first off say that in no way, shape, or form is this against Puma and Divine TV, because the clip and stuff that I'm going to use is from them, right? Like I said, this has nothing to do with them. Shout out to them. They do their thing. They definitely rock with Jihad Tucker very hard. But this has everything to do with Teo Lopez, Takeover, Promotions or whatever, right? For a long time, I really didn't address a lot of the sucker moves and stuff that he was doing out of respect for my brother, who was basically director of operations over there at Takeover Promotions. So a lot of stuff that he was doing, whether it was throwing shots at black fighters, and the whole thing with Bud Crawford and Tank, I really, I put certain things out there, but I didn't. I fell back, right? But today I seen something, like I said, and it has nothing to do with the podcast that I seen on, but it has everything to do with what he said in regards to Boots Ennis. And I'm gonna play it, and then I'm really going to go ham on him, right? And just show how not only is he a hypocrite, he has a lot of sucker tendencies. He's turned into a hater, right? A real live hater. And one thing about when you're hating, right, and you move like a sucker, you can't hide it, right? And he can't hide it, right? Now I want y'all to hear this audio. Please let me know if y'all hear the audio. For those that are in the building, look at my guy. Hold on, my brother's coming over. He gonna talk some more crazy nonsense to me. Yeah, what's good? How you?
Yo,
yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with Bronx, man?
Ah, man, hold on. All right, my bad. Yeah, I had to handle that. That was some other type of business. But yo, this dude Teo Lopez, right? Like I said, out of respect of my brother at Takeover Promotions at the time, I stayed off a lot of this stuff, right? But truth be told, man, and like I said, this has nothing to do with Puma and Devon TV. It has everything to do with the statements that he made, right? Now I'm gonna play the statements. Let me know if y'all can hear this, right? Y'all should be able to hear it now. I'm not muted, but this has everything to do with the statements that this guy made. Listen to this, right?
Boots, yeah. What about the Stanionis fight, man?
Stanionis doesn't move. He's just there. It's a punching bag.
I was saying that same thing. I said the same thing.
Bro, that's easy work right there.
That's the best fight that he ever fought. Though.
Yeah,
that's the crazy part.
That's the craziest part, right? And like I said to many people before, about 30 of his professional fights were at the 2300 arena in Phoenix. And like,
yeah,
fighting at club
20. You gotta fight somebody.
What do you think about him moving up then? You think
so? Boots Ennis is fighting this weekend, right? So Teo's gripe is that a lot of his fights was at the 2300 arena, which is a small spot down there in Philly, but he's no longer fighting there, right? He's been headlining where the Sixers play at, right? Now he said he's overrated and all that, right? Sounds like you're very salty, Teo, especially since the fact that you've been sitting on the shelf. Top Rank is really not putting no money behind you, right? Also, I want to add, when they did, right? And now, like I said, I stayed off of this dude for quite some time. But when they was putting money behind you, you wanted to fight the guy in the Big Garden. You did have the fight in the Big Garden. It did not sell. So they said, you know what? Now we'll bring you back to the Hula Theater. You did not want that. So then the fight was headlined over there where you were the ringmaster, the circus dude. I think that fight bombed as well. But now you're talking about Boots, who obviously Matchroom and Eddie Hearn are behind. And it's obvious that they're making money because they keep fighting him there in Philly and the surrounding areas, and he's obviously generating money. Whereas you in New York or Brooklyn, you claim Brooklyn, right, were never generating no money in New York. Now, when you was on top of the world, right, literally on top of the world, you beat Lomachenko, you had scored the Budweiser, Bud Light endorsement deal. You also had Disney. You were cool. You was cool as a fan, right? But the moment you wasn't that guy anymore, it's like you really just turned into a hater. And not only did you turn into a hater, you're like real salty. And not for nothing, like I said, I stayed off of you out of respect for my brother over there. But it's like you come off as a racist now too, man. It's like you got a thing against the brothers, man. It's like you got a deal against the brothers, man. What's up with that? Like, you lashed out about Top Rank moving to black fighters. I never said nothing about this. That's when Shakur was still over there, but he's no longer over there. But you was feeling some type of way because Shakur was always getting the Newark hometown fights. And then I think it even stemmed with Keyshawn Davis. You know, they was moving the brothers. But like I just said, they were behind you before all of those guys, man. These are facts, man. Please, somebody debunk my shit, man. Debunk my shit. I really do this, man. It's like, you know, people judge you off the wrong type of content, but this dude has been salty for so long. He lashed out at Crawford. He's lashing out against guys who are shining, right? Guys like but at one point in time, you were shining, Teo. You were shining when you beat Lomachenko, and before you fell to Kambosos, you was the man. Remember, you was the man. You played your hand, and it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. But Top Rank still got behind you. Remember, they gave you the show in Vegas. They gave you the show in Vegas, man. See, I'm not your typical content maker when it comes to talking some of the logistics behind the scenes of boxing. Because like I said, I do deal with certain people, so I know certain things. But like I said today, when I seen that, and I'm like, damn, dog, you coming off real salty. Right? Are you jealous of Boots' situation? I think you're jealous right now. Because it's apparent that Boots in Philadelphia is selling. That is why Eddie Hearns and Matchroom keep bringing him back to the house where the 76ers play. You, on the other hand, were not selling in New York. Now, maybe with your new situation, with new management, they could probably try to get something going. But I seriously doubt it, though, man, because like they used to always try to push you on me as a content creator and say that I was mad, I was this, I was that. You come off that way now. Look, I'll take my glasses off. You come off that way. Not only do you come off that way, you're borderline almost coming off as a racist now. Like you have a problem with the black fighters, man. You know? Especially the black fighters that are shining, that have certain situations where it seems like they're being marketed and pushed. Let me get to the comments. Fanboy Podcast said, Terrence Crawford, they still hating on him, so who's going to be next step player? I don't know. This ain't about Crawford. It's about some statements that Teofimo Lopez made and how I stayed off his helmet for quite some time. But I just seen some shit today. I was like, nah, dude is salty. Top Rank has had him on the shelf. You know, he's not the star that he wants to be. Yeah, I agree, Trey. I agree. But you know, I think it's not that he doesn't like black people, because his father, he fucks with a lot of dudes, right? I just think, like I said, he's jealous, man. Because when he had the motion after he beat Lomachenko, see, I can speak on these things because, like I said, I fuck with people that was over there behind the scenes with him, right? Yo, he had the Bud Light sponsorship. He also had the sponsorship with Walt Disney World. He was on top of the game. He was not moving like this, right? The moment he lost the fight, his motion wasn't the same. Guys around him, like how he's talking about Boots. Yeah, Boots did fight a lot of fights at 2300 Arena. That's called building your fighter, growing your fighter. Now he's fighting where the Sixers play at for M's, and you're jealous. You're jealous because you're fucking with Top Rank. Top Rank's not doing the mother effing thing for you. You're sitting on the shelf. You're pulling up to the streamer events, Aiden Ross and them, wanting to do celebrity type fights, man. Like, talk about that, man. Don't be mad at Boots Ennis because he got a situation. Yes, he did start fighting off at 2300 Arena. He's not fighting there no more. And like I said with you, Top Rank, I'm not going to throw some of the people under the bus, but Top Rank, you wanted to fight in the Big Garden, and they was like, no way, you don't sell tickets. And then you felt some type of way about that. See, like I said, I'm not your typical YouTube content creator when it comes to talking boxing. And please, debunk this. Call me out. I'll do another video, and then I'll call out names. See, I'm keeping it light right now. I'm just keeping it light and professional. But please tell me what I just spoke on that I'm lying. That the brass, the executives over there did not want to put you in the Big Garden because after you fought the Martin dude, Martine, You didn't sell no tickets. The garden was empty. So they was like, yo, we're going to keep him in the Hulu Theater. He's not ready yet. Please tell me I'm lying. Please tell me I'm lying, man. Please tell me I'm mad, right? Do I look mad? Because that's another thing they always try to say. When I speak on the source experience or told truth, I gotta be mad. I gotta be mad. But I'm just calling balls and strikes. You come off as a jealous hater right now, salty. You did that interview, and like I said, if Boots Ennis was like you, as far as not moving the needle, selling tickets, I don't think Eddie Hearns would keep fighting him in Philadelphia. But he's no longer fighting at the 2300 Arena anymore. He's fighting where the Philadelphia 76ers play at. And they selling a lot of tickets. Philly's coming out supporting him. Jeffrey, what's going on? Hit the like button, man. He said, if you can't sell out stadiums, you don't deserve to have a big fight. I agree. And I think dude is just, he's in his feelings, man. Like I said, he hated on Crawford. He hated on Tank. He was hating on the black fighters and Top Rank. But Top Rank was behind him. Top Rank put the money behind him when he fought in Vegas. And he fought, damn, dude gave me the drop, man. Jermaine Ortiz. Shout out to Jermaine Ortiz. Gave me a fire drop from my company. He fought Jermaine Ortiz and laid an egg out there, man. He laid an egg. But he doesn't talk about that. He doesn't talk about how they put the money up behind him and he fucked the bag up. Right? He don't talk about that, man. He don't talk about how he had all the motion after the Lomachenko victory. Right? He don't talk about these things. Right? He don't talk about these things. Right? And I think more boxers need to talk about it. Jermaine almost beat him. And Loma. Yeah. A lot of people, Trey, a lot of people said Jermaine won that fight. But you know how that goes. Jermaine was the B-side opponent. So he's not going to get the promoters. I ain't going to talk about all that. If I talk about too much shit, they already don't like me. If I tell too much, you know how this game is, man. But yeah, Teo, man, it's very disappointing, man. It's like, to me, you're coming off as a salty hater right now because you don't have nothing going on. You don't have nothing going on. You're not in rotation. You're mad at Boots because he's in rotation. You're mad at Boots because where he's from is embracing him. Right? Last time I checked, you rep Brooklyn, you claiming Brooklyn, but Brooklyn don't fuck with you like that. I'm just saying. You fought in New York. You didn't sell nothing out, man. You didn't sell nothing out, man. How is the content looking now, right? It's cool when they do. This is just a reaction, man. This is look. This is just a reaction. Source Experience, Shanewz Boxing LLC. Content, man. It's cool when they do it, right? But I just think that you have something internal going on with you. And you're watching the people that shine, because we seen you do that with Bud. And then, I guess, if you know Bud, in real life Bud applied that pressure on you. We seen a little glimpse of it at the event, but, the pressure got applied to you and you fell back, right? You fell back, but now you're comfortable, trying to, clout chase or crash out on Boots. But to me, it's nasty work, man. It is. It's like now you're coming off as a salty hater, right? Because like I said, when you was running it up, getting the bag with Bud Light, sponsorship, Disney World, you was the man. You stumbled and fell when you fought George Kambosos. And you've been trying to get back to that, what's in there? You had a little bit of momentum with Josh Taylor. But like I said, they say you don't sell, man. You don't sell, so you can't be mad at the guys that's selling where they're from. Boots Ennis is selling in Philadelphia. I know y'all thinking I'm drinking, right? This looks like I'm drinking right now. This is water. This is water, man. Don't report me. I know. Look, a lot of y'all sit around and talk about me and then want to report me. No, this is water. We drinking water over here, man. But yes, Teo Lopez, man. Yo, stop hating, man. You know, hating ain't the vibes, man. Maybe Top Rank could get you back out there in motion, but I seriously doubt it, right? Because Top Rank is in search of a situation, and they need a star. And I'm not saying that you're not a star, but if we go off of what like people like to go off of, right? Let me clean my glasses off when I say this. I want to look like an executive, right? If we go off of what they try to say, right? Right? That's what these guys say, right? I'm in character mode, y'all. It's cool when they do. How's the content looking, right? If we go off of what they say in the industry, right? The numbers, you're not moving the needle, brother. You know, you're not moving the needle. The guy over there that they probably gonna put up, and shout out to my man Trey, we was talking about this, is Xander. That is why Xander is protected and moved the way he is. Xander has a whole country behind him. Xander is the Puerto Rican prince. That is why they was comfortable with shipping Edgar Berlanga off. Right? Because they had Boricua. They had Xander. And look, Xander's a world champion right now. Right? If you know, you know. Right? But like I always say, hey, what do I know, man? Shout out to the 5 likes. You know, this was a look. And y'all say I don't come on and talk boxing. I actually talk boxing right now. Bear with me. You know, the first maybe 10 to 8 minutes I was muted because I was talking to somebody about some stuff, and I had to mute the live stream. Right? Shout out to my brother Fight Night X in the building, man. Yeah, you know I gotta look the part, man. Y'all listen, man. They overlook me as a content maker, but if you know about behind the scenes, I've been making executive moves, man. I think I got a fighter sign. I was part of that. I'm part of some other stuff going on behind the scenes right now in negotiations and shit. So that's an executive look. That's why I throw my shades on like this, man. You know, my clear frames. Because rest in peace to my moms, right? You know, in order to be the part, you got to look the part, right? So that's why I'm trying to clean the act up, man. Because, you know, they tell me I look like Beetlejuice. But when I look at my kids, I'll be like, damn, Beetlejuice is blessed. I got all 5 babies, man. But shout out to Fight Night X and the whole 4 Corner crew, right? He said, talk your shit, Sha. Nah, but yo, Teo, yo, and Fight Night is a real one. He knows, yo, Teo was coming off salty, bro. Because, yo, when Teo, and shout out to my brother Drew, when Teo had the game on Smash, Bud Light endorsement, Disney World endorsements, he was not moving like this. The moment he lost a lot of that and his motion, he's just hating on people that he's seeing getting the opportunity. Boots got his opportunity right now, man. You can't be mad, especially like one thing about this fight game and the fight business. You know the game, Teo. Your dad, y'all went through the ringer, man. So don't be mad at guys that when they get their opportunity, they turning it up. Because when you got your opportunity, we cheered for you. Yo, we cheered for you. I was there. I covered a lot of stuff for y'all, man. We cheered for you. If I was on my laptop right now, I will pull it up when you beat Richard Comey. We was all in the garden together. We cheered for you. We supported you. We pushed you. He said, Teo's my guy, but he ain't doing much right now. Word, but content. Talk, look, let me pin that. Talk to him, Fight Night. That's the truth. That's why he's on here salty. Like, he's mad at Boots. But, yo, my brother Fight Night been down there to a couple of the fights. Boots is packing them out in Philly, man. That's why Eddie Hearns keeps bringing them down there. He's moving the crowd. Shout out to Rakim, the guard. Wine dance in the building. Move the crowd. Yo, he's moving the crowd, man. Teo, you wasn't moving the crowd. You couldn't sell out the Hula Theater, man. You couldn't sell out the Hula Theater. And then you was mad because they didn't want to put you in the big garden. They didn't want to put you in the big garden. Right? And then you was mad. He said, we both see Teo fight in person. Yeah, man. Teo is, you know, he's just salty right now, man. You know, he had the situation with his girl. You know, she took him to the ringer. He's salty right now, man. You know how that goes, man. He's, yeah, like, look, rest in peace to my grandmother. My nana, my mama would say, yeah, that nigga sour. He's sour right now, man. Yeah, that nigga sour, man. You heard? Like, yo, but you can't listen. When you sour, right? Like my nana would have told me, go wash that shit off of you, right? He got to wash that shit off of him and get busy. Like, yo, you look, if you sour, go, babe, get that up off of you, man. Get that up off of you. You can't be mad at somebody that's shining and you sour. You know, you just got to get that up off of you, man. Shout out to Fight Night X, said it best. He ain't doing nothing but content. He's sour. Niggas is getting in the ring, man. He said, I don't like that Boots is getting criticized for taking a tune-up at 154 like legends. Like Andre Ward didn't take tune-up before he fought Kovalov. Yeah, listen, Boots and them, they running it up, man. They getting the money, man. And I don't, listen, at the end of the day, I don't blame them. Because Boots' two brothers before him, they didn't make it. Boots made it. So you got to maximize when you're there. And that's all they doing. And if their promoter, right? Look, I'm on some business shit. I'm talking to business now. If their promoter, Eddie Hearns, and their team is with that, I'm with it. Right? Because if Eddie Hearns sees their vision and how they moving and grooving, because you know, the promoters put up the money. The promoters is getting the money with you. If they with it, I'm with it, man. So I see all the critics. You know, he needs to tune up here. Listen, you know my saying, it's cool when they do it, right? It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do, right? A lot of fighters get moved and grooved, man. It's cool when they do it, right? That's all I'm saying, man. Verb, yo, Fight Night X. This shit is a business. See, a lot of fans, and I'm not saying you calling you a fan or me a fan. See, fans don't understand that. They don't understand that. You got people that's behind the scenes, like Boots and his management team. You got people that's putting money up, right? So at the end of the day, everybody's trying to maximize their investment. See, the fans don't get that shit. The fans is going there on some gladiator shit. Like, this shit is the Coliseum. Yeah. But at the end of the day, there's people behind the scenes putting money up, investing money. Everybody got to get their return back, man. See, I don't really come online and talk like this anymore because I want people to think who I am. Who the guy that doesn't do no views, that nobody watches his content. Yeah, keep thinking that about me. I'm good with that. If that's the jacket you want to put me on, I'm good. Because that's not the jacket that I wear. But hey, what do I know, man? What do I know, right? But like I said, Teo, man, yo, this get that, get that sour shit up off of you, bro. Because at the end of the day, you can still fight. You see how they come on here and slander you, say you can't fight. I didn't front on you and be like, oh, you're a bad fighter. I just fronted on you and said what you moving like a sucker. But you definitely got the skills to pay the bills. You could fight. Just get that sourness off of you, man. You know, you had plenty of fight offers. Before Devin Haney took this Brian Norman fight. Look, I don't want to speak on it, but you had that fight on the table. Why didn't you take that fight? You had that fight on the table, right? But see, Devin jumped up and took it. But I personally know that fight was presented to you. And you didn't take it. Now, like my brother Fight Night X said, you just making content, man. You like us. You making content now, man. And Boots is fighting Saturday night in Philly. In Philly. They about to get the bag, man. Shout out to Bozy, Boots, Derek, and Farrar, the whole Ennis family, man. Like I always tell you when I chop it up with you, Bozy, I'm proud of y'all, man. I'm proud of y'all, man. You know, I know the struggle, I know the pain. Now you're shining, man. So salute, man. Keep doing your thing, man. And with I'm gonna tell you something else too, right? A lot of y'all be wanting to turn Ennis against Crawford. I personally know that one of Bozy Ennis' favorite fighters is Crawford, man. So I see a lot of that going on behind the scenes. Y'all always want to make it a beef between Crawford and Boots, right? Bozy fucks with Crawford hard. So y'all could just kill all that. Because Bozy's old school. Bozy's not a crab, right? Bozy has the mentality he wants to see the brothers eat. The brothers is gonna shine. See, a lot of the crabs don't have that mentality. They have, oh, this nigga shine, I gotta pull him down to come up. No, you don't. No, you don't. You just gotta get to your emotion. But hey, what do I know, man? Like I said, hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Look, I'm about to go wash this machine out. Maybe I'll be back on later. You know, I'll definitely be back on later at the gym and shit. But yeah, Teo, man, just yo, brush that shit off, man. Yo, brush that shit off, man. Because at the end of the day, you can fight, brother. And like I always said, you do have charisma. Look, you be pop locking it. Like you got charisma, brother. You just gotta stop being sour and salty. That's it, man. Because a lot of times when you're sour and salty, all you really doing is blocking your own blessings, man. That's all you really doing. You just blocking your own blessings, man. Right? But at the end of the day, there are big fights out there for you, right? And hopefully you get them, man. Hopefully you get them. Look, you see what Trey said, go tap into Rhodes vs. Cruz, right? That's all you got to do. You just got to do you, man. And stop worrying about the others, man. He said they got a presser right now for Rhodes vs. Cruz. Man, yo, listen, the PBC is dying. You know, but maybe they'll come back around now, man. Look, you know what? I'm going to say something about that fight. And I don't care who this offends. Fuck that fight, right? Because they try to make people pay for that fight. That's not a pay-per-view fight, man. As a consumer, right? And I'm advising all the consumers because that's what I do. I'm a consultant too. Shanewz Boxing LLC, I'm a consultant. As a consultant, I would advise people, right, on some do the right thing. Radio Raheem, yo, boycott Sales, man. Why the fuck would you pay for a pay-per-view fight with a Lamont Roach and a Pitbull Cruz when we just seen Crawford Canelo for free on Netflix? We about to watch the Brian Norman, Devin Haney, David Benavidez, Anthony Yard, many others on that fight. It's not a pay-per-view ticket. But you mean to tell me we're going to pay for Lamont Roach and Pitbull Cruz? That's the main event, man. Yo, boycott Sales, man. I don't care who don't like that I said that. Boycott Sales, man. But, well, you know how you niggas do. Steal the fights, man. You niggas been stealing fights forever anyway, man. WCS, what up, man? Steal the fight, though, man. Steal the fight, man. That's right. Tell them, Trey. Fire Stick Gang. Steal the fight, man. I don't care who don't like it. PBC, y'all never gave me a credential anyway. And look, my brand now is bigger than a credential. I'm good. I don't need a credential. I don't like to cover fights anyway like that. Truth be told. If it's not a fighter that I'm affiliated with or I'm working with, I don't go to fights no more. I could be in Philly this weekend. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll watch it at the crib. I'll order a whole bunch of wings, and me and my girls will watch the fight, man. Me and Coach Reed. We'll watch it at the crib, man. I don't travel like that no more. Because I'm used to traveling, having my hotel room, getting my kids situated. Ask WCS. WCS been on the road with me. We got it good now, man. We got it good. I'm just humble, man. I'm just humble. We got it good. You know, every once in a while, I come on in character and throw my shit out there. But we got it good, man. I don't, like I said, look, I'm on the clock right now. I don't work for free, man. I did enough free pro bono work. And I'm going to drop that video later on, speaking on that, because a lot of people were hitting me up behind the scenes. Listen, you overlooked me as a content maker. I'm cool with that. But if you want me to hire me, listen, hire my company as a consultant. Hire my company. Look, Hire my company as a consultant, right? I don't care about content, man. I put out content every day. I'm a streamer. Shout out to my nephew, I Show Speed. I'm a streamer. But if you want my boxing expertise, because I think I got a little bit now, right? 4 national champions, 3 metro champions, a fighter getting signed at 17 to the big stages. So I do have a little bit of stats. You have to hire my firm, media marketing management consultant agent firm, and we could talk. But other than that, I put out enough free content. I put out enough free media work. I don't work for free. I'm union. Look. I'm union, man. Look. I'm union, man. Look at this big yard, man. I'm union. I'm union, man. So when they push those lies and shit on me, man, you let them know, like, nah, Sha don't work for free. I'm union, man. But salute to everybody that came through. Like, share, subscribe, share the content. Yo, and Teo, look, we still fucking with you, man. We still rooting for you, man. Just, yo, scrub that sour shit up off you and stop being salty. This is the Source Experience. The news by Shanewz. Media Marketing Management Consultant Agent. But hey, what do I know? And like my nephew Bam Bam said, you can't lie no more. Can't lie no more. I holla. Beetlejuice, right? Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.